Hey everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker, and today I want to talk to you guys about the lack of affordable housing. And basically the government has been saying for the longest time that we don't have enough housing, but you guys have heard me say over and over and over again that there's a lot of houses. As of today, we're basically middle of October 2024. We have over 25,000 units listed on the market right now, so we have a lot of inventory. It's slowly starting to come down, but that's a different video, but we do have a lot of inventory available for sale. So we do not have a housing shortage, okay? What we have is an affordability issue. And now I think the government is getting a little bit more serious about actually trying to do something about the affordability issue, but they're not trying to help you buy these houses, okay? Not for most of the people. They're just trying to make rents more affordable. And there's a couple of different ways that they're trying to do this. And the first one actually is that it might actually help you buy a house, okay? So for basically like residential units and like just say like a family to have like that rental income and maybe help them qualify for a mortgage, there is going to be a new program that's going to be introduced next year. We're starting to get a little bit more details about it right now, but it's really going to be about like, you know, being able to get a 90% loan to value ratio and also being able to build like maybe a basement suite or a garden suite or converting a garage into a rental unit as well, like up to 4 units. So that I would say is more on like the beginner investor kind of like, I just need to get some income, and ultimately it will probably help if you need that income that you can qualify for a mortgage. Because if you're not aware of this, like if you do have a legitimate rental income coming in on a property, whether it's from a basement unit or a garden suite, you can actually use that income to help you qualify for a mortgage. I'm going to throw a rough number out there, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of messages saying I'm not right about it, but like say for example, if you were going to get say around like $2,000 a month in a rental income, that will probably help you out with, you know, let's say around $300,000 worth of a mortgage, okay? So that's kind of your qualifying that would actually help you out. So say if you're going to be able to buy something for like $700,000, now you can try to buy something for $1 million if you have that $2,000 coming in. This is just rough math, but this is really if you're just kind of getting started with this whole thing. Now there's another program that's going to be coming out, and I mean by all means, like a smaller investor or a beginner investor could possibly use it, but it's going to be more for a seasoned investor that has some cash already, that's been around and done the basement units and the garden suites already. And it's something I've been researching actually even just today. So I'll refer back a little bit to my notes, but it's the CMHC MLI Select program. And there's been a lot of news that has come out about this, and I think it's a little bit deceiving, okay? Basically, they're saying that you could get up to 95% loan to value and have a 50-year amortization, which is all true. But there are going to be a bunch of qualifying criteria that you're going to have to go through in order to get this type of a loan structured for yourself. And at a very high level, there's a point system. So some of the point system is that depends on how many of those units are going to be able to be at a medium income in that area, that they're going to be no more than 30% of that medium income. That's how much the rent could be, no more than 30%. So to give you a rough idea, this morning I ran in Ontario, what is the medium household income in Ontario for 2023? And it came up with $91,000. So if I look at $91,000 and I apply that 30% metric to it for rent, it's roughly $2,250, $2,300 a month. I don't know a lot of apartments. There are some, but not a lot that are like that right now. So, but that's roughly what you would have to charge. Your points actually increase based on the amount of units that you have priced at this level over here. So that's one component. The other component is that how energy efficient is it? Another component can be is that how many accessible units do you actually have? So there are these point systems. The higher the points, the more likelihood is going to be that you could qualify for a 95% loan to value ratio and a 50-year amortization. A lot of the stuff that I went through, you're kind of getting to that 40-year amortization with still the 95% loan to value. I think that, like I said, as a newbie investor or not so much of a seasoned investor, this might be a little bit more complicated for you to get into, especially because of the qualifying factors of using this program. Like they basically say that whatever type of loan that you're going to be taking, not necessarily that you got to put up that kind of a money for it, but you have to have a net worth of at least 25% of the loan loan that you're going to take out. So you're going to take out a $5 million loan. Well, guess what? Your net worth has to be at least $1.25 million in order for you to get that loan. Not only that, but like, depending on the scale of project that you're trying to do, you would actually have to have 5 years experience in that. There is a loophole to that as well, is that if you personally don't have 5 years experience of doing a project of that scale, you can actually hire a management company to run it for you. And I think you can kind of offset it by doing something like that. Now, it's still not going to be something that's very easy to kind of get approved as well. I think the entire approval process, I've heard it can take 6 months to do that. So if you're looking at a piece of land that you want to try to do something like this for, or a property that you want to do something like this for, there's a good chance that you will probably have to acquire that property before you can even get funding for something like this. So there could be a huge cash injection that you will have to do before you can even qualify for this project. And once you do qualify and go through the build and whatnot, then you will be able to refinance this thing at the 95% loan to value ratio. Now, if you have a ton of money to throw at this thing, it could be a cool investment, because you could buy a property for like $1.2 million, and then at the end of it, after doing all these kind of renovations, I don't know, adding 5 units or adding another 3 units, it could be worth $2 million or $1.8 million. But the cool part about that is, if you get that kind of evaluation, you can refinance it up to 95%, which likely you could probably get all of your money back and maybe then some. So after going through the whole process, maybe net money out of your pocket is 0, or maybe you put some money in your pocket after all of this. But remember, in order to qualify for these things, you will have to provide some of these units, and depending on how many points you need to collect, at a value of no more than 30% of the median household income in that area. Now, the details are still kind of forthcoming for these type of programs. I think the other program that I first mentioned for like maybe the beginner investor is probably going to be a better route for most of my clients to kind of get through. And as we get more information about this, we will continue to share it. At the end of this, I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Is this something that you guys would consider? If you had the ability to, you have a house already right now and you want to add a garden suite. I don't know, maybe it'll cost you $200K to put in a garden suite, but maybe you'll collect $2,200 in rent for it. So that $200,000 investment would probably make sense if you're going to get $2,200 for it. Is that something that you guys would go through? Is that something that you would want to work through CMHC to try to do a refinance in order to do this kind of thing? Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm very curious to know. It's something that I might even consider if we find the right type of property, but I think we might be trying to do something like 5+ units and try to see how big we can scale it. I'll keep you guys posted if it's something that we can find and do. If you do not want to type in what your thoughts are about this in the comments below, I can appreciate that. And again, I'm running out of people to talk to real estate about. So my Calendly link is going to be below. Let's set up a quick call. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. And if you have liked this content, please like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Until next time, guys, remember one thing: get Cabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.